Hey all, welcome to our video. In this video, what we're going to do is build a passive-aggressive texting bot using Twilio, which will text you, yourself, and some of your friends to let them know, hey, you need to go check your voting registration. This is an important election coming up, so I'm sure you guys want to tell everyone you know. And why not learn to program on the side?
Yeah, learn to program saves you from texting everybody every single day to go to vote.org, check the registration, and find out when you need to vote.
Exactly. So, save yourself some text messaging.
Yes.
Okay,
and so
cool.
what are we going to be using today to get all this together?
All right, so we're going to be building this in Node. We're just going to build a small little Node app. We're going to use Twilio for the text messaging, and then we'll use a library called Node Cron for the cron job.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, anyway, also I'll pull all that up and we'll of course have everything in the notes so you guys can check it all out. All right, so let's get started. So I'm just going to start here in the command line and just do the basics, get our project all set up. So we're going to make a directory, call it passive aggressive vote bot. cd into that. So I'm just going to do npm init-y to start a new node project. And then we're going to open that up.
It does all the defaults.
Exactly. Why it says yes to everything.
Enter those in. Yep.
Then you get mad. People get mad at you for not filling those in when you on your GitHub repo because you're just using
default. Not wrong.
All right, so we're going to open this up in VS Code here. And I'm going to go ahead and create an index.js file. Open up the terminal. And we're good to go. All right. So let's start with just some code outlining, and then we'll pull in some libraries, etc. So this will kind of just be like a little console server, at least for testing. So I'm just going to go ahead and start out with I always do an init function, just to basically, kind of like the old school C++ C always has a main function, right? So it's always good to have a nice little starting point. If you want to deploy this like a server, you could use like a web server or something, and that would have its own starting point instead.
Right.
But anyway, cool. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this an async function because I know I want to use a wait, and I don't have Node 14 yet, or it's not. I don't remember if it's out for public use right now. So we're gonna have to use that iffy, so we can actually call async. And the reason I say that is because you can use a wait syntax in the new Node version, and you don't have to use this self-calling function anymore. So,
right.
Anyway, just some boilerplate here just to get us started. Hello. All right, let's just make sure it works. There we go.
Perfect.
All right.
All done.
Sorry?
All done. We got our app.
All right, then video's over. Okay, so basically the flow of the app is we're going to start a cron job. Cron is this, right? Yeah. Then we'll just make it, for testing purposes, we'll do every minute, but we can set it to like every day, every week, whatever. Every day is good for right now because it's coming up close. We only got like, what, 26 days?
Yep.
So yeah, so for like, let's say every minute, then we're going to call a function called like send vote messages. We'll just say that. And what we want this to do is it will choose a random message. We're going to have a list of messages that are passive aggressive. And so it'll choose a random message, and then text that message using Twilio. Text using Twilio. All right, cool. So we can go ahead and like scope this out. Yeah, that's it, right? All right, so the cron steps. That's all the steps. All right, so let's start with the cron job. So we're gonna use, sorry? No. All right, so we're gonna use Node Cron. So I'm gonna go ahead and install that if I can remember how to install stuff. Here we go. And we're just gonna import this at the top. Send cron. Oh, I spelled cron wrong.
You put an H in there? Oh, that's all right.
Put an H in there. I don't know why I do that.
I think we got it.
It's all good now. edit that out in post. It's all good.
Oh yeah, sure.
Just wherever I put an H, just blur that out. All right, so here we go. Let's start this cron job. So the syntax, looking at the GitHub repo, they have a nice little example. It's very easy. You just say cron.schedule. And then the first parameter is the cron syntax. So if you're not very familiar with it, basically it's like you have 5 sections. I can't remember what the sections are, but it's like minutes, hour, day, date, month, or something like that.
Right.
So it looks like this.
Yeah, pull up a diagram if you're not very familiar with it. We're actually just going to do a very simple one.
Let's see.
Because we're doing every minute and every day, but you can get really complicated with it.
Here, I got this thing. All right, here it is.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Here's an example. All right, so it's these 5 stars here, and you like basically have to edit. So it's minute, hour, day of the month, the month, and then day of the week. Okay, so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So let's just play with this a little bit. If I change it here, the cron job is now going to execute at 4:05 every Monday.
Right.
And then
Sunday to Sunday for the days.
If you do this, it's the 16th of the month.
And
then
there's like acceptable values in there. So you can't do like 48 for day of the month.
Yeah.
Or else it will like.
Can't do 48. It's going to say no.
Yeah, it's going to say it's going to.
And then you can also do these step values. So if I do this divided by 1.
Let me put a space.
Yeah. But I didn't space it right there. Yep. There we go. So this should execute every minute. It's not saying it.
You have an extra.
There we go. At every minute. They can do that. And then this is every 10th minute. So it's not every 10 minutes. It's every 10th minute. So it should be like 10, 20, 30, no matter what. So there's no like, it doesn't like start and then every 10 minutes from where you started. Anyway, so that's a quick introduction to Cron.
Yeah, not getting into it too much, but what we want is every minute, and then we'll change it to every day for when we actually just have this out.
Right, exactly. Okay, cool. So then the second function here is just a callback function, and yeah, that will execute every minute.
Right.
So we are going to call a function called send vote messages. And we'll await it because we're going to be using Twilio, so it's going to be making API calls. So input output, we're going to need to await that stuff.
Right.
All right, so let's go ahead and put this up here. Let's create that function. Does not exist. Don't have my prettier on, so I gotta make myself pretty. All right. All right, it's going to be a synchronous function. Send vote messages and paste my comments. Keep it going. All right, and I'll just delete this one because it's obvious what's happening. All right, so we want to send vote messages. So the first thing we're going to do is choose a random message, right? So let me go. We already got a list of messages here. I just have 2 examples.
Yeah.
We're going to pull them over.
And you can, the good thing about this is we're just going to pull from an array of messages randomly. So you can make this array as big as you want.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have the code up so you can run it yourself.
Exactly. So yeah, basically we have some message here. It says you're contributing to the problem if you do not vote. And then at the end, I'm going to put a link to vote.org. And that's the text message that's going to go out. All right, so let's see how we can choose that. So basically, we need to grab a random number. So let's say like constant random number. And there's no built-in function for this. So you can use the random, but this only returns what, 0 and 1, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And so I got this function from online. I'm not going to go into details about how to explain it, just like a little helper function in grab. But basically what this will let you do is specify a min and a max. I don't think that there's implementation in the standard library.
Yeah, for a range, that's not inclusive. So that means from 0 to the max value, or from whatever your min to your max value, and not including the max value.
Right, exactly. Hopefully that's what it does. So like, for example, if I did 0 to 2, this should give me, it should randomly choose between 0 and 1.
Correct.
Or if I did 7, it would be like 0, 1, 2, 3, and it should be a uniform distribution for you statistically over there. All right, so we're just going to say messages.length, and then we're going to say message equals messages of that random number. Or I guess I could say like random index.
Yeah, because we're just pulling a random index out of this array.
Cool. And there you go. So that's going. Let's just go ahead and log this. We haven't logged anything in a while. I guess I could also debug it, but let's just.
Yeah, we'll just log right now.
Yeah. All right. So let's run this node index. Hello. Oh, it's doing the Cron.
Oh, you're waiting for a minute. So.
All right. Yeah. So we can't wait for a minute, but let's do that later. We want to test things out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a call to the function down here. There you go. Let's do another one. See, it changes.
Yep.
And if we did this a million times, you would see that's a uniform distribution. And that's how probability works.
There you go. little science and math in here. While
Okay, cool. All right, so we got that going. So now we want to text using Twilio. So let's send this. All right, so what we want to do is send text message. And then, so what I want to do is pass in the message, obviously, and then I want to pass in a phone number.
Right.
So I don't have phone numbers right now. And like I said, I want to do multiple phone numbers, right? So I want to do like myself and all my friends, right? Not my family, though, because I don't want them to vote. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's make an array of phone numbers here. And I'll just put in some fake ones for now. So we'll just do 1. Got to do the, let's see, 555 or 950 555 5555, I think. Yep. Whatever. And then put another one just for the lulz. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to loop through each of these. We could also do some, cool mapping and awaiting, but let's just keep it simple for the prototype.
Yeah.
So constant number of phone numbers. And bam.
You could move all those up if you select those lines and then do Alt and then the arrow keys.
Oh, that's so cool. You always teach me the hotkeys. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, actually. Can you move them to the side or? Okay, that's fine. All right, anyway, so we got this going.
Different key, yeah.
And we need to await this, or we will need to await it. I already know that because we're going to be using Twilio. All right, so let's do that. And notice that I called it send text message. So in case we want to switch out with something else, we don't need to.
We could send an email. We could send put in different
text message. I hope you're not going to send an email, but if you're going to use a different.
I thought you were saying we could switch out that function, send text message with anything.
You could do that too. All right, so let's do this. Message number. And yeah, all right, cool. So now we got to start learning some Twilio. I think we're good, right?
Yeah, we're just jumping into the, I think this is our last step. So we're just jumping into Twilio docs, actually just grabbing their getting started and just trying that out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so over here, oops, sorry. All right, so over here, I have my Twilio account. So I signed up. And all I did was they have a little, I just created an account and then they asked me like what I wanted to do. And I just signed up for a free account and they gave me some credits here. And then they said, what do you want to do with it? I said, I want to send some text messaging and they just give you a number. It's all like quick into the intro. And then you get taken to this account, to the screen. And the reason you come here is because you need to grab this account SID and this auth token here. So I'm not going to show mine right now. We're going to blur them out, but
yeah, we'll blur them out. But this is what the screen looks like, and you'll have a different account ID or account SID and a different auth token, obviously.
Yeah, different trial number, etc. So you're going to need this number because to specify the from. We'll see that in a second here, and then you'll need these 2 IDs here. So go ahead and sign up with the Twilio account and just follow the little intro like wizard that they have, and then you'll be put right here. So, okay, so let's do the Twilio. So this is just literally from their getting started stuff here. So we're going to create a message. Or well, I changed it a little bit because they were using promises, so I'm going to use the await syntax.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then we're going to. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even import it. All right, let's start by importing Twilio. Yeah.
Yep, let's do that.
I need to install Twilio.
You'll need to install it. Then we can import it into our function. Then we can start sending text message.
All right. I remember steps. Okay, so npm install, just called Twilio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to save that. All right, nice. Now we can use it.
You can acquire it.
Let's go ahead and inquire it up here. Nice split Twilio. There we go. And so now I'm going to paste in my account information, just at the top. You can also move these to .env files, but just trying to keep this real simple.
Yep.
But I just want to make a mention that I do know how to do it correctly. So then we're going to create a Twilio client. So the Twilio that gets returned here, it's just a constructor function. And you're just going to pass in your account SID and auth token.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have this nice little client that can send our messages. This does all the magic for us. All right, so back down here, I'm going to await the client dot messages and then dot create. And this will create a text message, and it goes ahead and sends it as well. So this will take, well, it takes a number of parameters, but the basic ones we're going to use are body, which is going to be the message.
Right.
And then this is going to be your from number. Okay, so just like I was showing you right here, you're just going to grab this trial number and paste it here with the 1. Make sure it has that +1 there. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually need the plus numbers every time you text.
Right.
Ours is 1 because it's US. So if you're in a different country, it's going to be a different country code.
Right.
All right, so then 2, we're going to do a template literal here. And so I can put that plus sign, and then I'm just going to pass in the number. All right. So this should text me.
So you're going to have a naming conflict here with the message parameter that you send in and the message variable that you defined.
Yep, you're right. Nice catch.
You could call that body message
text
or message text. Yeah.
And then do this. And what Twilio is returning here is basically the response. And so what they have here is that you can just check the SID field to see if it's successfully sent. So that's why I'm going to log that right here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's really all there is to it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my real number in here, and we're going to blur that out so we can show you me getting the text message. 6, if I can remember my phone number. And all right, so we won't do it with the timer. Let's just go ahead and send it straight away. Ah, got an error. Hold on. What's this error? It actually worked. I got the text message on my watch.
Oh, well, because our second number is not a valid number.
Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and comment that out. All right, so I got, here, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, you know what? All right, so I got the text message right there, but it doesn't have the URL, so we forgot the URL.
Right, so we want to append the URL to all the messages?
Yep, so right here, I'm just going to append the URL. So
use a template literal. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then I'm just going to put at the end here, vote.org. Okay. All right, now I'm going to send it again just for the lulz. And you can see right here, there's the SID. So it's successfully sent. And yep, now I got it with the URL.
With the other one.
Bam.
Nice.
Yep, and I got the other message too. So
right.
All right, so there you go. So now you can add phone numbers here and add more messages here. And there you go. You got a nice little bot. So let's turn back on the cron job.
Yep, let's make sure the cron works. We got randomizing works. Sending an actual text message with Twilio works.
And then we're done. That's it. Just a simple little bot. And you're making America better.
And so while we wait for this, we'll have the code up on GitHub without our credentials, obviously. So you can take this, sign up for a Twilio account, and kind get going and bother all your friends with your phone numbers and text messages. And so Keith should be getting a text here in a minute.
There we go. Bam, right away.
Another text. And yeah, so really great way to kind of like push this a little bit forward, take it and actually make it your own is add messages, add phone numbers, maybe pull messages from somewhere else, and then deploying this on something like Heroku with a 1-day cron, not a 1-minute cron. Please don't spam anybody with all these text messages.
Twilio will probably block you if you do that.
Most likely, yes.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for coming to our video, watching our video here. So we'll have all the notes down below the video. Leave some comments if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.